can you react to the craziest cop chase, please? All right. Let me see.
Are the craziest police chases ever, and it doesn't get any more GTA than this. His choice of ride has all the fun of a high-speed car chase without the high speed.
Yo, you are not, like, come on, gang. Out of all the people that be on the road, right, and they be riding, they be running from the police, and the police do a pit maneuver. You mean to tell me y'all couldn't stop no golf cart? Come on, gang. How do you get into a high-speed chase on a golf cart? Dog, how does this even happen? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
But when you're wanted by the police, you do what you gotta do. That includes stealing a golf cart and leading police on an infuriatingly slow chase through the streets of Los Angeles. While the suspect looked like he was having a great time, his four-legged passenger, not so much.
He had a dog with him?
It didn't take long for the police to box him into a gas station parking lot, bringing the subspeed limit felony to a slow-mo ending.
Don't drink, don't do drugs. Be another person.
When police leave,
don't drink, don't. He folded instantly. He folded instantly. Like, don't drink, don't do. Bro, you knew what you was doing. You just wanted to get into it. Like, I feel like only people with money get into shit like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, when you got money and you bored in life, you know what I'm saying? At that point, it's like, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? It's like you get to a certain point in life. Hold on, let me put my thing. Let me switch. Let me talk to you. It's like when you get a certain amount of money in life, it's like things that used to matter to you don't really matter to you. You see what I'm saying? Like, we wake up bored. You done bought everything you wanted. You done went everywhere you wanted to go. So that's how people get into things like cave diving or running from the police in a golf cart. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's how things like that happen, bro. I feel like. That's what I feel like. Or it could be what he said. Maybe
leave their cars unattended to deal with speeding drivers. Opportunistic thieves make their move.
He stole a cop car?
This joyrider jumped behind the wheel of a cop car and sped off without the officer even reacting. With the police radio still on, it's like the thief had a narrator to his own car chase. Is that him laughing?
My experience with TurboTax full service was beyond what I thought it would be.
From start to finish.
He said, I'm rolling right now, me and you both, dog.
When the adrenaline finally wore off and he realized he was driving a freaking cop car, he lost his nerve and bailed on foot, eventually trying out a new hiding spot.
How did he even know?
If you're getting chased through the streets of LA by a dozen cop cars, people would usually assume you're a criminal. But these guys just wanted to give back to their community. Or at least, that's the story they're sticking to.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That, like, gang, when you got money, you do shit like that. Like, what makes you ride downtown in LA throwing money out the window, bro? These motherfuckers was bored. They ain't had nothing else to do.
Throwing more money out of the car. Whoa, look at that.
After robbing a downtown bank and speeding off in a black SUV, these brazen philanthropists drove through the city's suburbs, throwing handfuls of cash out the window. While it's not entirely clear if they were trying to spread the wealth with their neighborhood or trying to create a distraction big enough to make their getaway, I'm pretty sure they made some locals very happy.
Oh, yeah.
This high-speed chase is about to end in the weirdest way possible. And I'm not talking about the takedown. That was actually a pretty sweet pit maneuver if I say so myself. It's what happens next, which has everyone—
He said, if I say so myself. Like, that's a sport. Like, he was hyped that happened. He was hyped. Like, come on, gang. It's like he want people to go to jail. I ain't gonna lie. Like, how many pit maneuvers have you seen to be able to say, yo, that was a pretty sweet pit maneuver, dog? You know what I'm saying?
Scratching their heads. After surrendering to the police and exiting the car with his hands up, this guy decides the next best option is to start breakdancing.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey.
Suspect doing some breakdancing here in the middle of the roadway, and he is
Maybe he thinks a solid windmill will make the officers rethink the charges? Or maybe bro thinks it's a new round and he's back in the Fortnite lobby. Either way, they'll have to go easy on him. They did tell him to get down, after all. What did they expect? What happens when you end up chasing a real-life comic book villain? A scenario which is just as crazy as their on-screen counterpart. When police began pursuing a black sedan through the streets of Santa Monica, little did they know that the passenger was dressed as the Joker. The infamous DC villain taunted the police from the vehicle's sunroof before making a run towards the beach. Maybe he was hoping to go for a swim or disappear into the crowd, but not before he stopped and helped bury and high-five a stranger. Next thing he knew, he was surrounded by cops and 1,000 onlookers. Come on.
Dang! What the? Dang! What did he do that was that bad? Hold on.
Through the streets of Santa Monica. Little did they know that the passenger was dressed as their on-screen. Get down.
Let me go back.
What did they expect? What happens when you end up chasing a real-life comic book villain? A scenario which is just as crazy as their on-screen counterpart. When police began pursuing a black sedan through the streets of Santa Monica, little did they know that the passenger was dressed as the Joker. The infamous DC villain taunted the police from the vehicle's sunroof before making a run towards the beach. Maybe he was hoping to go for a swim or
he just walked
disappear
on the beach,
into the
bro.
crowd, but not before he stopped and helped bury and high-five a stranger. Next thing he knew, he was surrounded by cops and 1,000 onlookers. Come on, guys. Why so serious? This officer had to check the manual when he spotted a horse and cart traveling with the driver passed out drunk behind the reins.
Hey! Wake up!
Oh, snap.
I know there's laws against drunk driving, but this is technically an Amish Uber. Obviously, an unconscious driver is an accident waiting to happen, so the police decided to block the road ahead. And after just a quick collision, the poor kid had reckless driving added to his charge of DUI. One question though, can you still call AAA if your horse breaks down?
That boy just got. Bro, they pulled his horse over, gang.
Already facing time for reckless driving and eluding the police. Why not make the most of the chaos and live stream it? Wilfredo Garcia decided to capitalize on his 15 minutes of fame by going live on his ATV with the police hot in pursuit. Was it worth it? Well, his eagerness for likes caught the attention of detectives who, after a quick scroll through Instagram, were able to add a few more felonies to his list.
Why he sound
Everyone
so
gets a
hyped to
guilty
do that?
conscience from time to time, but this guy is the absolute king of telling on himself. When this red car got pulled over for speeding, the guy in the passenger seat suddenly felt all eyes on him.
Thank you for telling me who you are this time. Last time you didn't.
Oh, that was you?
That was me. Why is he running? He doesn't even have a warrant.
Even though he wasn't the one being interrogated, he suddenly got the urge to bail and run for his life. Our paranoid shirtless friend Roberts obviously had a reason to run.
You know what I was going to do? I was going to have you drive her car. Because you got a valid license, bro.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
And when cops finally caught up to him, he got a possession charge for his troubles.
Bet that's meth, ain't it?
Sure.
How stupid. Dude, I was going to let you drive the car.
How fast is too fast for a scooter? These police officers had to do a double take at their speedometer when they clocked an e-scooter at more than 62 miles an hour down a busy Australian freeway. When challenged, the scooter rider decided to run for it, diverting into a bike lane to
Nah, he said, fuck that. Y'all gotta catch me. He said, fuck, y'all gotta catch me.
escape. His excuse for the erratic driving? He was late to his job. I guess you gotta admire his work ethic. From the dashcam footage, this just looks like your average white sedan cruising through the suburbs. This car wasn't speeding, it didn't cross over into oncoming lanes, so what's the problem? Well, after a long joyride through the neighborhood, the vehicle finally stopped, and officers were absolutely dumbfounded by who was behind the wheel.
And before driving back home, this is what it looked like when he got into the driveway.
That was a kid.
They'll never find me under the bed.
How do you stop a vehicle that can literally drive over a cop car? Answer: you wait till it runs out of gas. When Joshua Yabbitt was looking for a ride home, he chose an M577 armored personnel carrier and drove it straight out of the gates of Fort Pickett.
What the is going on?
Police could really only follow from a safe distance as the literal tank ripped through the streets of Virginia on a high-speed joyride. Eventually, the rampage came to an end with Joshua arrested for driving a tank under the influence. What's the best way to pick up a country girl? A tractor. At least that's what this guy thought when leading the police on a low-speed chase through the sticks. As it turns out, tractors seem to be a quite popular getaway vehicle, although you aren't losing the cops anytime soon.
Why y'all running on tractors, gang?
After being pulled over and told to stand with his hands by his sides, the officer returned to his car to write him a ticket. Leaving the suspect without handcuffs was the officer's first mistake. His second was not paying attention. In a blink of an eye, he was off. And so was the chasing officer, only for the suspect to double back for a heroic escape. And while he didn't make it very far, I'm sure this cop will be more careful.
Did the cop put... Wait, hold on. Was he just holding them hostage? A gun to his head?
So was the chasing officer, only for the suspect to double back for a heroic escape. And while he didn't make it very far, I'm sure this cop will be more careful next time. They say that senior citizens are a liability on the road, and this very sweet grandma is no exception. But instead of peering over the steering wheel of a 1960s Volvo, this grandma was behind the wheel of a mobility scooter. It was clear to everyone that she might be a little lost, but despite the offer of help from a police officer, she was determined to find her way home herself. Now only if she could remember the address.
Is this the best survival game ever made? This is the aircraft carrier shelter you seized.
This police chase isn't your average felony pursuit. The fugitive in question stole a police car and was being pursued down a freeway by police SWAT teams and a canine unit. They were eventually able to pull a pit maneuver on the fleeing vehicle. But here's where it gets interesting. What should have been a fairly standard takedown and arrest took a hilarious turn as the officers closed in. Despite the attention of more than a dozen officers and a police dog, the criminal was able to escape by stealing another police car. Someone should really remember to take the keys out of the ignition.
But he stole.
It turns out that you don't have to be a criminal to have beef with the police. This officer turned up to investigate a report of a cow on the sports field, and instantly the stakes were raised. But tuning his inner cowboy, the police officer eventually was able to corral the belligerent bovine into a fenced enclosure. If only that solution worked. You know that saying, charging like a bull at a gate? It works for cows too. Drink driving laws state that you can't be in control of a vehicle while under the influence.
Almost got ran the fuck out. Hey, he knew to get the fuck up out of there. I ain't gonna lie.
Apparently that also applies to motorized suitcases as well.
Chelsea, look at me. Chelsea, look at me. Chelsea, look at me.
When this woman tried to board a plane in Orlando, she was refused on the basis of her intoxication. The resulting altercation led to a short pursuit through the terminal and Chelsea's eventual arrest.
Chelsea, please. Did you spit at me? She's gone. She's gone. She spit at me. Chelsea, you are under arrest. Put your hands behind your back now. Chelsea, you're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back now. Do not resist. Do not resist.
The result of her charge? A $300 fine. And she's not allowed to operate a suitcase for 6 months.
We're going to go in the car nice and easy.
You can't ride a suitcase for 6 months, gang.
When is a police car chase not a police car chase? When the fugitive does donuts instead of trying to get away. This guy doesn't seem to care that he doesn't have a 4-wheel drive. He's found his home in the sand, leaving the police in the dust. Eventually, his cockiness gets the better of him, and this car chase comes to a crashing conclusion.
Oh, it's over with, boy.
Not all police chases are adrenaline-filled, white-knuckle rampages. Sometimes you get a pursuit that even a snail would have a fighting chance in. For more than 2 hours, police followed the suspect from their patrol cars, even though they probably could have gotten out and walked faster. Why this chase never got above 30 miles an hour, we'll never know. But at least he doesn't have a speeding charge added to his rap sheet. What do you do when you run out of gas and need to get somewhere in a hurry? How about load up your saddle and head down the freeway on horseback? That's exactly what Adams Hollingsworth did on Chicago's I-94. Flanked by more than a dozen cops, the colorful cowboy and his ride broke into gallop for several miles before finally coming to his senses. When asked why he didn't pull over straight away, he had only one answer. The key to any good escape plan is knowing where all exits are. This guy had the right idea, but his execution could use some work. While his plans might have gone out the window, he certainly didn't. They say the...
that boy tried to fucking... Hey, look, man. What was that caught him? Could you imagine you sitting there, you looking stupid as hell, bro? Like, they try and get you. You trying to jump out the window to shit, bro. I'll be, man, look.
Best place to hide is right in plain sight. And what a better way to test this theory than right in the middle of a police pursuit, hiding in between a parked car and a fence. This fugitive couldn't believe his luck when the cops walked straight past him, completely oblivious to the fact he was just a few feet away. Reporters and news helicopters circling above desperately tried to make contact with the dumbfounded police on the ground. Even after the tip-off, it was a miracle they actually found him.
Wow. They haven't seen him yet. This is unbelievable. There we go. Oh my gosh.
This police chase started out like any other, swerving in and out of lanes, narrowly missing other cars. This was a criminal with zero intention of stopping. But even as police retreated to a safe following distance, life was about to throw this suspect a curveball. Instead of giving up to the cops who were closing in, this man saw his chance and made the ultimate escape. Something tells me he doesn't have a ticket though.
He hopped on a train?
Sometimes even innocent people get dragged into high-speed pursuits, like the passengers of this limo, the driver of which is on a suspended license and running from the cops. Reaching speeds in excess of 150 miles an hour, the strain was eventually too much for the luxury stretch vehicle, with the transmission giving out in a puff of smoke. Unable to continue driving forward, the petrified limo driver did what any normal person would do in this situation: drive backwards? The reverse police chase went on for another few minutes before the driver misjudged the turn and backed into a tree. While most chases begin and end behind the wheel, one of these wanted armed robbers has a hidden skill up her sleeve that will help her make a sneaky getaway. After hitting speeds of 95 miles an hour through residential streets, the duo's luck had seemingly run out. Unable to shake the cops, they ditched the car in a back alley and made a run for it. After scaling a fence and leaping from building to building, it's pretty clear she isn't just a petty crook, she's a parkour pro.
Oh, that's not good for the roof.
Unlucky for her, though, the eyes in the sky captured her every leap, resulting in the pair being cornered on the roof of a shed. At least they got one last romantic hug.
Oh, there we go.
It's time to earn double points when you get treated with Juvederm filler and Botox Cosmetic.
Hey, they hugged it out before you know what I'm saying?
Wasting hours grinding in single player? With Wiimod, you can hit skip on the boring stuff like endless farming.
What's the best getaway vehicle you can think of? A Bugatti? Lamborghini? Well, what about one that police are too terrified to follow? This criminal had the genius idea of stealing the world's most unfollowable ride: a fully loaded lumber truck. At first, the truck-stealing criminal was a local hero, even getting high fives from enthusiastic onlookers.
That one guy, he just gave him a high five. Unbelievable.
He dead ass, like dead ass? You mean to tell me he dead ass just went on ahead and dapped some people up on the street and they cheered them on? What the fuck? Hey, gang, I ain't even gonna lie. If I was in any of these situations and you running from the police and you hit my car, bro, I'm gonna be so heated. You better have insurance. You better have insurance, because it ain't no fucking way. Bro, could you imagine coming home from work and you get caught into one of these dumbass chases, bro, and they hit your car? That shit get, man, look, bro. I'd be going to jail with him. I ain't gonna lie, I'd be going to jail with him, gang.
Became heated when sparks from an exposed wheel rim caused the lumber to ignite, engulfing the rear of the truck in flames. With toxic smoke and a flaming cargo that frequently spilled onto the road, police had to wait for their moment. Thankfully, they got their chance, and a lucky shot from an officer would be the undoing of this car chase from hell.
Hey, look, you can see one running up to the cab there. No, I think he's firing.
This dude has played way too much Tony Hawk and not enough GTA. After crashing his car, this guy grabs the next best mode of transportation he can find: a longboard. The only problem is he isn't great at riding it. And in no time at all.
Hey, that's dedication. That's dedication right there. I'm not gonna lie. Even though he was committing crimes, he was dedicated the way he was. Bro, car got blocked in. Boom, got out, hopped on a skateboard. Boom, skateboard failed, hopped off the skateboard, running on foot. Hey, look, man, you know what I'm saying? You got to stick it out to the end.
A good Samaritan have him cornered and cuffed. And while this good citizen may have helped bring one criminal to justice, sometimes you end up helping them escape. when this stolen Ford Mustang ran out of gas on the freeway. The criminal behind the wheel thought his days were numbered. Pushing the car onto the off-ramp, he was joined by a friendly stranger who just wanted to lend a hand. Oh, is that sweet? Aiding and abetting. Maybe if he knew the cops were on the way, he wouldn't have been so generous. After a few minutes pushing uphill, the shirtless criminal decides he's had enough, running away and making a beeline for 7-Eleven instead. I wonder if he even said thank you. This guy's either the coolest criminal ever, or the police department needs some serious funding. After officers called off a pursuit due to excessive speed, this guy simply parked his car and walked away as though nothing ever happened. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found the real-life Trevor Phillips.
Bro, how did...
It's not every day police have to chase down a stolen forklift through suburban streets, especially one driven by a 12-year-old kid. For over an hour, this preteen badass led cops on a wild goose chase through Michigan. Legend has it, he's still driving.
It be these badass kids, bro. I'm telling you, it be these badass kids. YNs. I don't even think he a Y, but goddamn, what the fuck?
From someone who takes 3 attempts just to back into a parking space.
All right, man. Man, look, shit. If y'all got into a cop chase or a high-speed chase, let me know down in the comments what y'all gonna do in this situation, man. Leave a like in the comment if you like the content. Don't forget to hit that sub for your boy. Turn on post notifications, join the Star family, dog. It's your boy ParkStarJ, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, man.